Good afternoon. My name is Lyle Benson. I'm a faculty member in MacEwan University School of Business BCOM program. And the course I'm going to be talking about today is 4-Day 314, Managing Complexity. This course focuses on developing student skills at negotiation. It takes theory from a textbook reading and then students apply the skills. Originally, this notion happened because this course was put online. And so how do you get students to practice negotiating skills online? In a regular face-to-face classroom, you divide them up into groups of 3. Person A would be the negotiator, person B would be the negotiator, person C would give feedback to the negotiator on the specific skills that they were using. You could do that online and trust through the discussion field that there would be this discussion taking place. However, to modify that, within 3 of the modules, and you can see there's a module there, so we'll just go through any one of the modules in terms of practicing skills. We paired them. They have to do 4 negotiations. They're worth 2% each. They have to do actual negotiations in the pairs. Then you have to write a 1-page summary of the skills that they use, techniques that they use. To get 2%, you have to do both aspects. So I randomly used the discussion tool, labeled it, and this one here is the used car exercise because most people will buy a car in their experience, and randomly paired 2 students together. They would then go in there and they would have a week to do their negotiation. Person A would be the buyer, and they were given some confidential information. Person B would be the seller, and they would be given some confidential information. And then both of them would have information about the vehicle. So there's a negotiating about the same type of vehicle. Then what would happen afterwards, after the week is over, there's time for that. I would go in, and as you can see here, the names are blanked off, but I would review the negotiation. And by reviewing the responses that they gave to each other, I can identify what specific skills that they were using in my own mind. And then when I come back and I read their posting, well, not I read their posting, but I read their 1-page evaluation. So they're both in front of me, and they're telling me what they're doing and what they tried to use, then I can assess that. And it's only worth 2%. But the big thing is, and this is what students have been telling me, because I asked them afterwards how they like using this person-based, person-based. And many students said they like this approach because when you're in a real-life face-to-face negotiation, it's spontaneous. You don't have time to think. And for some of them to think about what their skill is, they can reflect back and decide what they're going to do and how they're going to study. Now, the other reality is that after this practice, they have to go and do a real-life negotiation. Students buy things. They buy TV, they renegotiate their cell phone use, they buy vehicles. And so what this has allowed them to do is allow them to practice the skills in a setting which they can analyze what they're doing and then go practice stuff like that. And they're finding that they like that. That's basically what we're doing. And then of course, and they basically do this 3 times. So at the end of the course, students in 4-Day 314 are very good at negotiating, and they have lots of self-confidence about negotiating. Now, in terms of their written assignments, which is their real-life experience, in terms of analyzing that for what they've negotiated on, the winner so far is $24,000. A student negotiated to go to university and to get $2,000 a month and work part-time. The next one is $10,000 on a vehicle that a young girl saved. And this semester, one of my other instructors that teaches another section said $6,000 on a vehicle. So many students do not have that high amount, but they save $50 a month on a cell phone. They go and buy a couch and save $100. above and beyond what the sale price is. So it's a really practical course, a really good course, and of course some of the other negotiations that they're doing is a job negotiation. One of my students in the first day class, I tell them that if you don't pay for this class, it's on the course. There's either savings to how much you make. That person went home and got $1.50 an hour raise as his part-time job. He couldn't use that as an assignment because he already did it. But so over the course of the semester, he paid for his course.
So do you feel your use of the asynchronous discussions in the course perhaps raised the level of discussion, or it gave them more time for reflection?
What it does, instead of just practicing it, I think it increases their level of ability going into a real life negotiation.
So it prepares them.
It prepares them more. I'm going to have to do some more research on this, but I really believe it does, rather than just sitting around. Because when you do negotiations, there's 50 different skills and tactics. And so what you are going to use. And this time of reflection allows them to think about this and allows them also to respond to the other tactics that the other person uses. So that's the other thing too. This they begin to recognize more what sales tactics or negotiation.
Yeah. And there's almost a record right here.
Yeah, and there's a record here
so
connected to that.
It's always, they're a little bit more accountable.
Oh, definitely more accountable. I mean, they'll often be like, a minimum of 15, but often, up to 30 different responses back and forth. Between students.
We should just ask if there's any questions in the interest of time. You may not have much time, but folks here, are there any questions?